It seems like Sean Diddy Combs is facing yet another challenge in his ongoing legal battle. One of his attorneys has officially withdrawn from the case, marking a significant shift in his defense strategy. At the same time, Combs and his legal team are arguing that race is a factor in the charges brought against him. With the case gaining national attention, there's growing debate over the legal and ethical implications of these arguments. According to a recent motion filed in a New York court, attorney Anthony Rico has requested to withdraw from representing Diddy. Rico, who had been on the case since September 2024, stated that he can no longer effectively serve as counsel. His decision was based on discussions with lead attorney Mark Agnifilo, but the exact details remain confidential, likely protected under attorney-client privilege. In his official filing, Rico asserted that he had provided the highest level of legal representation expected by the court. However, he emphasized that under no circumstances could he continue in his role. This sudden departure raises speculation about potential internal conflicts within Diddy's defense team. While it is not uncommon for attorneys to step down from high-profile cases, the timing of this decision, especially given the serious nature of the charges, has fueled various theories. Some legal analysts suggest that disagreements over legal strategy or newly discovered evidence may have influenced Rico's decision. Others believe it could be a move to distance himself from a case that is becoming increasingly complex and controversial. Diddy is facing multiple charges, including federal racketeering and sex trafficking, the most serious of which carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years if convicted. His defense team recently filed a motion to dismiss one of the charges, arguing that the law being used against him has a history of racial bias. The charge in question falls under the Mann Act, a federal law that makes it illegal to transport individuals across state lines for purposes of prostitution. Diddy's attorneys argue that the law has historically been used to target black men and that its application in this case is unjust. They pointed to past instances where black public figures were charged under the Mann Act, including Jack Johnson, the first black heavyweight boxing champion, who was convicted for transporting a white woman across state lines in the early 20th century. The defense further claims that the use of escort services, whether male or female, is widely accepted in American society and should not be treated as criminal behavior. They also argue that no white celebrity has faced similar charges under the same law, calling into question whether race is playing a role in the prosecution. Federal prosecutors, however, have pushed back against these claims, asserting that race has nothing to do with the case. They argue that Diddy's actions extend far beyond escort services, alleging that he used his influence and power to coerce women into non-consensual sexual acts. Court filings suggest that Diddy orchestrated encounters where women were pressured into sex with male escorts, sometimes known as freak-offs. Prosecutors claim that he not only arranged these encounters, but also recorded them, allegedly using the footage as leverage against victims. These recordings, they argue, were used to control and intimidate those involved. The prosecution also took issue with statements made by one of Diddy's attorneys, Mark Agnifilo, who previously told TMZ that the case was a takedown of a successful black man. Prosecutors called these allegations baseless, noting that the lead attorney overseeing the case, Damian Williams, is himself black. Rico's withdrawal from the case could have significant implications for Diddy's legal defense. In high-profile cases like this, a legal team must remain coordinated and strategic. The sudden loss of a key attorney may suggest internal disagreements about how to approach the case moving forward. Legal experts suggest that this could also be a sign of deeper issues. If an attorney feels they can no longer represent a client effectively, it may indicate that the client is not cooperating with legal counsel, that new evidence has emerged, or that there are ethical concerns within the case. With jury selection and trial preparations underway, the timing of this departure adds another layer of uncertainty to an already complex case. Whether this will affect Diddy's chances in court remains to be seen, but it is clear that his defense team is facing increasing pressure. Not only led to high-profile withdrawals from his legal team, but have also intensified public scrutiny. Many legal analysts suggest that such withdrawals are rarely random. They usually signal deeper complications within a defense strategy. If an attorney believes their client is being uncooperative or withholding key information, they may feel ethically bound to step away from the case. Beyond potential client-attorney conflicts, legal experts point out that such departures can also indicate internal disagreements over defense strategy. High-stakes cases often require a unified legal front, and if a lead attorney finds themselves at odds with the client or other members of the legal team over how to proceed, whether to negotiate a plea deal, challenge evidence, or take the case to trial, it can lead to resignations. Another factor to consider is the increasing severity of the allegations against Diddy. As more details emerge, the prosecution's case may be growing stronger, forcing his legal team to reassess their approach. If an attorney believes that mounting evidence makes the case nearly unwinnable, they may choose to step away rather than risk their professional reputation by defending a client whose prospects appear bleak. High-profile cases like this one often involve damage control beyond the courtroom, including media strategy and public relations management. If an attorney disagrees with how Diddy and his team are handling public perception, such as statements made to the press, social media responses, or legal filings that draw controversy, it could contribute to their decision to exit. It's also worth noting that celebrity clients bring unique challenges. Their influence, wealth, and public image can sometimes make them less willing to follow traditional legal advice. If Diddy insists on a defense strategy that his attorney deems legally risky or ethically questionable, that could create friction. For example, some legal analysts suggest that his team's claims of racial bias in the prosecution may not hold up in court, especially given that the lead prosecutor is also black. If a defense lawyer believes that such arguments could weaken the case rather than strengthen it, they may opt to withdraw rather than be part of a losing strategy. Ultimately, losing a key attorney at this stage raises serious concerns about the stability of Diddy's defense. If more lawyers follow suit, it could suggest deepening internal problems that could significantly impact how this case unfolds in court. Additionally, conflicts of interest or personal reasons, such as other professional commitments, could have also played a role in Tony Rico's decision to withdraw. However, the timing of his exit, especially after the recent legal motions filed on Diddy's behalf, raises questions. Diddy's legal team has emphasized racial bias in their arguments, stating that the Mann Act, under which he is being prosecuted, has a historical precedent of targeting black men. His lawyers argue that the law, originally passed in 1910 as an anti-prostitution measure, has been selectively enforced in ways that disproportionately impact black men. They cite the case of Jack Johnson, the first black heavyweight boxing champion, who was convicted under the same law for allegedly transporting a white woman across state lines. Diddy's attorneys argue that escort services are widely accepted in American culture and question whether similar charges would be brought against white individuals under the same circumstances. However, federal prosecutors strongly dispute this claim, maintaining that the case against Diddy is based on serious allegations of coercion, manipulation, and abuse of power, not racial bias. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, which is handling the case, has pointed out that the lead prosecutor overseeing the case is also black. This directly challenges Diddy's claim that the case is a racially motivated takedown. Prosecutors insist that the focus should remain on the allegations against him, not historical injustices related to the Mann Act. With his attorney withdrawing and the legal strategy under scrutiny, Diddy's case is now at a critical juncture. Losing a key member of his defense team just as he prepares for trial could delay proceedings or force his team to adjust their legal approach. If new attorneys are brought in, they will need time to review case files, strategize, and determine the best way forward. Legal experts suggest that Diddy's team may attempt to negotiate a plea deal to avoid a potentially lengthy and damaging trial. However, given the nature of the allegations, prosecutors may push for a full trial. Diddy's case remains divided. Some supporters believe that he is being unfairly targeted due to his high-profile status and race. Others argue that the allegations against him, which include claims of sexual misconduct, coercion, and illegal activities, must be taken seriously, regardless of his fame or influence. As Diddy's legal battle continues, the stakes remain incredibly high. If convicted, he could face a lengthy prison sentence, effectively ending his decades-long career in the entertainment industry. For a figure who has dominated the music, fashion, and business worlds for decades, such an outcome would mark a dramatic downfall, one that could not only strip him of his fortune and influence, but also reshape his legacy entirely. The prosecution is expected to present a strong case built on witness testimonies, financial records, and possibly electronic communications, all of which could be key in determining Diddy's fate. Legal experts note that in cases involving high-profile defendants, the burden of proof often becomes a battle of narratives. Will the prosecution successfully frame Diddy as guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, or will his defense team manage to create enough uncertainty to sway the jury? Meanwhile, public opinion continues to shift as more details surface about the accusations and legal strategies on both sides. While some fans and industry peers remain supportive, others have distanced themselves, recognizing the severity of the allegations. The fallout has already had significant professional consequences. Several brands and business partners have severed ties with Diddy, further isolating him from the power structures that once protected him. Another major factor is the media's role in shaping perceptions of the case. High-profile trials often become spectacles, with every court appearance, legal motion, and leaked document fueling speculation. Social media amplifies this effect, as every development is dissected in real time by commentators, journalists, and the public. This level of scrutiny can influence jury selection, witness testimony, and even judicial proceedings, making the legal battle as much about public perception as it is about the facts presented in court. The upcoming trial will determine whether the prosecution's claims hold up or if Diddy's defense can successfully challenge them. His legal team is expected to aggressively dispute the evidence, potentially questioning witness credibility, exposing inconsistencies, or highlighting procedural flaws in the case. If they succeed, Diddy could walk away with his career and reputation, still salvageable. If not, the consequences could be irreversible. For now, all eyes remain on the legal developments in this high-profile case, as the music mogul's future hangs in the balance and the world waits to see how the story unfolds. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring you more great content. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.